Hey, Pastor friends, McKay here, and I just want to put some concepts before you as you consider sermon application. One is old way, and the other is new way. In the PPGR preaching system, we follow the biblical arc of creation, fall, redemption, and restoration. We use principle, problem, gospel, response. And in the problem movement of the message, we are primarily dealing with the old way. We're dealing with how the flesh resists the truth, how the flesh resists the will, the ways, the wisdom of God. And then when we get to the response, the R, that's where we deal with the same issues, but not in the old way. We approach it from the new way. If the old way is living under the law in the flesh, then the new way is living under the gospel in the spirit. So when we contrast these, it's a really powerful thing when we recognize that in between them is the gospel movement. So the only way to experience the new way, the new life, is to turn with your old way to Jesus and see him bear the consequences of all of the negative implications of what it is to resist the truth and to follow our idols. But once we turn to Jesus, he takes that, he gives us his record of perfect righteousness. We're now adopted as beloved in the family of God and indwelt by his Holy Spirit. Now everything changes. No longer is life lived out of fear of judgment, but everything now is a response to mercy and the grace we have through the gospel of Jesus. So that living in union with Christ, now in the response movement of the message, having journeyed from truth to the resistance of the flesh to the heroic work of Jesus, to now living in light of that, we're able to frame application as the new way, grace motivated and spirit empowered application. This means that even as we discuss the application, the implications of this text for our lives as we live in union with Jesus, we make that contrast between the old way and new way. We once would have primarily been influenced to go the old way, but now we have a new way to live. And it's not to earn anything or sustain anything. It is pure grace. Again, that's the motivation, the love of God, the mercy and grace of God, and the Spirit empowerment to do it, because we are working with that John 15 idea of branch in the vine, sap within the vine, the Holy Spirit flows into the branch to create that new life. And that is the new way. Old way, flesh. New way, spirit. Old way, law. New way, gospel. Old way, fear. New way, faith. So when you think about sermon application, have these two categories in mind: the old way versus the new way. Hope it helps. Look forward to seeing you next time.